Postgame Show. Delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts. Only at Pizza Hut.
Lakers basketball is the final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers Postgame Show.
Tipping off now.
Here's Alan Sliwa.
126-113. The Toronto Raptors 13-12 on the season. Lakers dropped their second straight. So after they got so close to 500 at 10-12, they're now 10-14. No big surprise or shock here. No Anthony Davis, no LeBron James. Got the crew trying to keep this a game. Dennis Schroeder, Thomas Bryant, Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves, Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, all those players scored in double figures for the Lakers. Damian Jones as well. But not enough defense for the Lakers. Before you even knew it, they're down 11-0. Lakers never had a lead. We're down 27 at one point. Toronto Raptors controlled the game to make it to simplify it, right? There was no time that you felt like the Raptors were in danger of losing this game, and the Lakers certainly, without their big guns, couldn't make anything happen. I'm going to throw out the phone number here real quick, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. If you got any thoughts on tonight's game or the Lakers in general, you can feel free to call in. But I do want to start out the show going to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham and getting his thoughts on the 13-point loss.
Darvin, you expected it to be a tough challenge. Are there spots where you felt like you still didn't live up to where you wanted, and where was that?
Yeah, just our competitive nature. I didn't show any film at halftime or anything like that. I just got on them about being competitive and playing together and being organized. Some teams they'll come out blazing hot, and you're gonna have nights like that. You can play perfect and still lose, just based on shots falling, not falling, play here or play there doesn't go your way. But the totality of our group and the totality of our program, our franchise needs to be built on being competitive and being together at all times. And I just felt that wasn't the case in the first half. But I said what I had to say, left them to it. And they came out and they pulled themselves together and made it a competitive game and competed like, we've been accustomed to doing this year and what we're trying to implement and be consistent at going forward. So as disappointed as I am in losing the game, you never like to lose. I'm not upset. I'm not distraught because we pulled it together and we competed like we should have been from the start of the game. We actually did that in the second half, so I'm fine with that.
AD had said before the trip that a successful trip to him would be, of winning records of 4-2, which is still on the table. Do you expect that? Are you hopeful you get him and LeBron back? And do you still see?
No, we'll see. We'll do our evaluations and everything, see where they are tomorrow morning.
We talked before the game about there's a chance for guys who don't get minutes to play. How tough is it to see Juan in the fourth go down, and what do you know about what's going on with him?
He'll be reevaluated. He has something going on with his ankle, so he'll get an MRI tomorrow, and we'll know more. But yeah, to that point, to answer your question, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Juan is he's a good soldier for us. He brings, championship credibility from a championship organization in Golden State. And you can never have too many of those guys. Guys are going to go out and be selfless, whether they get minutes or not get minutes, and just be a pro. Keep themselves ready, keep themselves functioning properly, thinking properly, all aligned within the spirit of the group. And it just sucks to see him get hurt, but I thought he was good tonight. I thought K. Nunn got it going. He was good tonight. I thought Thomas Bryant was good tonight. Particularly in the second half, I thought Russ's leadership was key. When I wasn't saying anything to him, he was pulling them together, getting them in huddles, and just continuously encouraging them to play the right way and to continue to play hard. So it was great. There's lessons that can be learned from a loss like this and a performance like this. It's just compare and contrast half to half. And thank God we ended the night productive. Although we didn't get to win, it was productive.
Darvin, is there, when this team gets to where you want it to be at, when these situations arise, and I think of the Spurs when they would sit some of their guys, and guys would step up and have big games, but it would be sort of within the context of the team. Is that Well, you're talking about somewhat early. Did you see that from guys maybe going outside of their roles, trying to do too much?
I mean, I just think disappointment. I saw a lot of disappointment lags. And by that, I mean, you thought you got fouled. They didn't blow the whistle. You refused to get back in defense. Next time you get the ball, you disregard everything we're trying to do, the system, execution. You go down and you try to do something one-on-one when your other 4 or 3 teammates don't know what you're doing. And it spills over into the entire group where now we got everybody coming in first without moving the ball side to side at all. You're throwing up bad shots. You're not covering your assignments defensively. I saw a lot of that in the first half. And again, once I addressed it at halftime, they did a good job of pulling themselves together and coming out in the second half and really competing. You know, we were really good in our double fist, our 2-3 zone, and you know they were active with that. They multiple efforts to contest, to get rebounds. So it was that's what I mean. Like guys get caught up in their own performance, and then it basically separates them from being on the same page with the rest of the group.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. Let's take a quick call here. Trent in Bellflower. What's going on, Trent? Thank you for calling in.
Yes, good evening, Slee. I'm a longtime Laker fan. I just wanted to comment, what is the problem that the organization, they can see that they need rim protectors. They need a rim protector outside of Anthony Davis because, who is it, Damian Jones and Thomas Bryant isn't getting the job done. So what's the problem with them pulling the trigger on Miles Turner, seeing how that he's the best spoken about rim protector that potentially they can make a trade for?
Trent, I appreciate you calling in. I'll answer that question. So I think this. I think that I think they thought that they would get more from Damian Jones this year, and that clearly has not been the case. Actually, the player that I like depending on more is Wenyen Gabriel. The Thomas Bryant is, there's some things that I think he does from a positive perspective, but he can't do that on his own. He's going to have to do that with AD playing 35 minutes a game, and then whatever Anthony Davis is getting a breather or whatever the case is, you try to come back with Wenyen Gabriel and Thomas Bryant together, really what they've done this year. The fact of why haven't they pulled the trigger to go get Miles Turner, I have to imagine that reason is pretty clear. They don't like what they'd have to give up for it. I heard Woj earlier today talking about on NBA Today that the Lakers are going to continue to be patient. They're probably going to wait till that December 15th date, and they might not be trading away those 2 picks. That if they do something, if the only way they give away those 2 picks if they're getting a real all-star caliber player that's out there. And I don't think to them Miles Turner fits that mold. He might help, but is he going to take you over the top, or is he going to put you in a discussion that you feel like, all right, they're going to be competing now for the Western Conference crown? They obviously don't feel that. Take more of your phone calls when we come back. 877-710-ESPN. By the way, need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay, plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at FantasySpringsResort.com. Your phone call's coming up next. Lakers lose to the Toronto Raptors, 126-113 the final.
If you're thinking about a new...
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Presented by Pizza Hut. Try the new Detroit style from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit VistaPaint.com and start saving. Lakers lose the game 126-113. Points in the Paint, a little bit closer. 58-52 give the advantage to the Toronto Raptors. Let's take a couple quick calls here, and then we'll go to Russell Westbrook. Solomon and Lake Balboa, what's going on, Solomon?
Hey, I'm good, Alan. I wanted to just address the thing about as far as pulling trades, Miles Turner, etc. I'm proud to say I got this published in the Times. I'm thinking that maybe the stars are starting to align, and put the stars in quote. You got AD playing like a monster. LeBron is definitely showing pep in his step, of course, and if they, watch his minutes. And West has found, a home off the bench, captain of the second unit, and in discussions for sixth man of the year. I wouldn't pull the trigger finger just yet. What are you going to do? Go from mediocre to average? Is it going to be worth it? I think the Lakers are going to get there on their own. How do you eat an elephant? Small bites. They'll get to 500, and I would let this play out because I'm seeing good things with this team. So I'm not that anxious to make any trades that aren't going to improve them that drastically.
Appreciate you calling in, Solomon. I will say that, I think on the trade front, it's different than it was 3 weeks ago. I feel like the conversation around the Lakers was they're desperate. They started the season out 2-10. Oh, my gosh, what are they going to do? This is not a team that's trying to tank. Are the Pelicans going to get their pick because they have control of a pick swap this year? Would they get Victor Wembanyama? I mean, a lot of that conversation the first couple of weeks, that's how it was. That has shifted a little bit, right? And Lakers, I'm not telling you that they're in a good position. They're 10-14. But they're not in as bad of a position as you thought. And I could tell you at least right now that these last two games were lost because Anthony Davis wasn't there and LeBron James wasn't there, at least not there tonight against the Raptors. But that doesn't take away some of my confidence that the Lakers built over that 3-week span. Now, if they come back, both LeBron James and Anthony Davis are there on Friday, and it's a Philadelphia 76ers team, and it's James Harden, and it's Joel Embiid, and the Lakers win in Philly, hey, I think we're right back to the conversation we were having after that win against the Bucks and after the win against the Wizards. If they lost their third in a row and it didn't look good in the process, then maybe that's a different conversation. Joe in the Inland Empire. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, Alan. How you doing?
Good, buddy.
I just heard a couple of things that you said. Honestly, the last two games we lost, but I'm still not really that discouraged. I'm still encouraged about the team. I'm real positive about a couple of things. There's a couple players that play and stuff sometimes kind of bug me, but other than that, I like where we're going. I just wish that when we target players to trade for, it's not the same dudes all the time, like Doug McDermott, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner. Like, we need to be more creative and look deeper into the league and find other players that can help. We don't need like a star guy. We just need dudes that are like really on the surface, that on the edge, that can help. Like little small things. Like, we don't need this guy and that guy that we heard for the last 2 months. We need to look deeper and find other characteristics that can help our team. So that's all I wanted to say.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for calling in. All right, let's get Russell Westbrook here. Russ on the Lakers, 13-point loss to the Raptors.
The team competitive spirit was better in the second half than the first half. When you go into a game losing or not having a couple key guys like LeBron and AD, how do you make sure that doesn't impact the team five going into the contest?
Just play the right way. Miss and made shots, you just play the right way. Compete, and then whatever happens after that, you can live with the results.
Kyle? Darvin also said he thought, especially in the second half, that your leadership, particularly in the huddle, was important to being competitive in that half. what was your message to the team, and how do you think you can maybe pull together and get two halves of basketball on nights like this when you're shorthanded?
I don't think our first half was completely bad. I think second quarter was primarily the worst quarter just defensively. But as far as the leadership side, just doing what I do best. I believe leadership is a trait that I have, and I take pride in being able to do that regardless of what's going on, who's in, who's out. And it's important that each individual on our team understand how important each night is and not taking this game and being able to play for granted. And that's a part of leadership, and I want to make sure I get that message across to the guys and go out and compete and play the right way.
Thanks.
Darvin sped up the rotation, which he brought you in today. I think he came in around 9:30, left in the first quarter after the team fell down by double digits. And on a night where 4 rotation players are out of the lineup, is there any process for you in staying accepting of the role that you've been doing for the majority of the season, or is there any instinct of let's go with the first 5?
Whenever my name is called, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Russ, you guys have built, I think, a little bit of a foundation here over the last 3 or 4 weeks. How do you keep a game like this, a loss like in Cleveland, from threatening any of that? Do you feel like kind of the dark days of the early season are behind this team, and this is just sort of a blip?
You just move on, get ready to play Philly on Friday.
Yoga? Oh, sorry.
Hello, Russell. Before I've talked with the coach, has highlighted your improvement in defense. That you right now you are more organized player in the offense. I would like to ask you what have you changed in your game to get better to get better in every game.
Yeah, sometimes the game will tell you what to do, each and every night. I try to figure out what is the best thing I can do to bring to the team, and try to find ways to do that on a night-in, night-out basis, and, do the best that I can, that particular night.
Last question, follow-up from me.
Juan's been I think Darvin called him a good soldier, and he's a positive spirit. Did you get a chance to talk to him after he got hurt? Yeah. Because how's he doing, and how tough is that to see?
It's very difficult, especially for a guy like him. And I know he's a tough guy, but it can be frustrating. But definitely talk to him. He's in good spirits, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, and he can battle back. But he's been a great teammate from day one, overall, and a better person, which is more important. And he'll get back and get back to himself.
All right, that's Russell Westbrook right there. Lakers lose 126-113, the final score. Lakers lose to the Toronto Raptors. We'll do a few things here when we come back. We'll get a chance to hear from more of the players. Plus, take a look at this Lakers schedule coming up and the challenges in front. And if LeBron James, Anthony Davis come back on Friday, what that game can look like. And if they're not back, how that can also be a struggle. So we'll do a little bit of that coming up next. Stay right here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 7.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Listening to the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut. Try the new Detroit style from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
Lakers lose 126-113. Thomas Bryant tonight, 16 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 10 of 10 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 block shots, continues to bring energy every time he steps on the floor. We don't get too many opportunities to hear from him. Here's Thomas Bryant on the Lakers' loss.
16 and
Thomas, you've had some productive minutes over these last couple of days, extending what you'd already been building upon. What's it like to want to get more opportunity, but also not be able to walk away with a W these last 2 nights?
Well, it feels great to get the opportunity out there to play with the guys, gain more chemistry out there in the playing zone, but it does hurt a little bit when we can't get the wins. But, we learn, we watch the film, learn from them, move on to the next one. You can't dwell on this one, can't dwell on the last one, you have to move on.
The overall team momentum, you got a 8 out of 10, and then you hit this skid, and obviously, health and all those things was going into it. What do you think the kind of the team spirit is right now?
Well, I still think the team spirit is pretty high. We still have a really good collective unit. Guys are still talking with us, and guys are just still trying to find their way. Guys got their opportunity to come out there and play tonight, and we're happy of that. We just got to keep building from it.
You started a little bit behind the 8 ball, obviously, missing so much time. Do you feel fully integrated, more or less? Are there still certain either principles or roles on the team that you're still catching up on?
No, I feel fully integrated. The guys accepted me back as soon as I got back there, and then I've been doing my homework when I wasn't there, making sure I was, realizing what the plays were, executing them, and, our defensive mindset out there, and just trying to keep my mind around the guys out there and just making sure that I didn't take a step back when I came back. So I do feel fully integrated. Of course, it's up and down with playing time with, when guys are out and anything, but my job is to stay level-headed and be ready whenever my time is called.
Yes. I wanted to ask you about Lonnie Walker. Is one of these guys who, like you, has taken a step forward this season. What would you highlight from him? What are the keys of his performance this season?
For who again? For Lonnie? The key to his performance is just being, just going out there and keep doing what he's doing, man. He's been a spark of life for us. When guys, try and take away LeBron and AD out there, he's a guy that's very aggressive for us and knows how to score the basketball. So it's great to see him do what he do out there.
Thomas, you guys are obviously a little bit smaller on the perimeter, go with a lot of 3-guard lineups. In matchups like this, how much more pressure or maybe responsibility is there kind of on the bigs to rebound and protect the rim and whatnot, I guess, against bigger, longer teams?
Well, it's on all of us out there. When we're playing against bigger or longer teams, we have to be out there together. It just isn't just big guys or isn't just the guards. It's all 5 of us out there at all times. And slowly but surely we're realizing that and we're getting that back together. I feel in the first half we weren't really out there together. But the second half, I feel like we turned it around. It was a little bit too late for us, but it was a step in the right direction if you look at it from that point.
Thanks, CD.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that is Thomas Bryant right there. And, it's kind of actually nice to hear a different voice. We always hear LeBron, Anthony Davis. We hear Russ, obviously. Sometimes we get Austin Reeves. So get Thomas Bryant's perspective. I want to do one other thing here as we, look at the Lakers' schedule. I can't tell you how much I'd love to see, and I know Laker fans will agree with this. You really just want to see this team have LeBron and AD in the lineup just to have a better idea of, we on to something or no? To have that win against the Milwaukee Bucks, follow that up with a win against the Wizards, which wasn't a big deal, but have the win against Milwaukee. But that was that signature win that the Lakers were looking for. And they finally got it, and they got it on the road against a really, really good team. However, you move on from that, and AD can't go. This to me, I thought we were going to get some real tests on this road trip. And losing the last 2 games is not a big deal to me. it's not knowing whether the Lakers, are obviously in the mix here against a good Cavs team or a Toronto Raptors team. However you look at it, that part's unfortunate because I'd love to see them. That opportunity is coming on Friday against Philadelphia 76ers. So if LeBron and AD can go, then we're back to square one, and we could see if the Lakers are building on something or if they're not. A couple things just to shout out here. First off, thank you to everybody here in Turley. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to Laura Romo, Brian Cohen, Josh Martinez. We got our whole social team here as well doing our platforms on social. I'm back on tomorrow morning, so I'll be doing the show with Travis Rogers, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Continue to talk Lakers basketball. Dave Denholm's got all your World Cup action coming up next. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. Game 24 of the season is in the books.
Lakers basketball on ESPNLA is sponsored by Subaru of Glendale,
the #1 volume Subaru dealer in California.
Lakers basketball delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, only at Pizza Hut.